So hello there, Ívar by Ívar's Fly Workshop, and today we are going to tie an absolute classic. It's this version of Nobblers, which we are going to tie today, which we mostly use here in Iceland. It's of course based on the Dog Nobbler, originally from the United Kingdom, but we have our versions of it here up in the north, and we're going to tie one of them today. And I start by attaching the thread to the front of the hook. Then we attach the Dumbell eyes on it. And you see in the front of the Dumbell, you have to leave like it's like a close to 3mm space there. And then we will wrap the Dumbell eyes like I'm doing, tight them down securely with our thread. And then we will continue with our thread back to the end of the fly, to the sweet spot there between the barb and the out of the hook, about there. And we will use a marabou feather for the tail. And since the marabou shrinks quite a bit in the water when it gets wet, I prefer to use all of the feather. And this is based on a review from my friend Kitty, who is, I would say, one of Iceland's one specialist. He's definitely a specialist in nobbler fishing in Iceland. His vast knowledge and experience in the fishing, and he recommends a whole feather is used for each fly. So if you're a beginner, do not fall into the trap to use only few fibers for the tail, because it's gonna shrink and that much in the water, probably close to 90%. So we cut the feather like this. We start by cutting the top of it, then we cut the side, which I'm doing now and which I'm holding. It's, you know, working with marabou is sometimes kind of a messy job, but it's totally worth it. It's a great material to tie from. And we start by attaching this part of the feather to the shank of the hook. Tight wraps and make sure it's gonna stay in place, and therefore it's gonna build up like a body, kind of like a body. We will use another body material for the fly, but it's gonna be like an underbody. It's gonna be thick. Then we will take the top of the feather, which I chopped off in the first place. We will attach that down like this, and then the rest of the feather, the other side of it, which is this side, cut and just trim that off. And yeah, I don't know what's the best way. I use my fingers to just grab all the fibers, hold it, and then just trim it like I'm doing there, just by the stem of the feather, and then try to arrange carefully all the fibers or all the feathers or the fibers of the feather together, and then take out what's loose and measure it to be the same length as the other parts of the feather, and then we will attach that down. And the reason why we picked orange nobbler is simply because of the colorization of the light I'm tying by. I'm tying using a studio light, and orange color comes out very well. Everybody can see that color. If you will be tying it in a darker tone, it's gonna be not as much visible. So that's the reason for why we picked an orange one. As well, the orange nobbler is like it's like a fly which is like, you can go, it's like a go-to fly, kind of the go-to nobbler. I would say that's an orange, because it catches both brown trout and even salmon, and it's a great option for Arctic char as well if you tie it in small hook sizes. Sea trout as well. So it's like, in general, it catches everything what we have here in the Icelandic waters. So the next step is to place a flash, crystal flash, or it's like a pearl crystal flash, to the tail. And I wrap the strand of the flash around the thread, and I'm going to show it to you here. It's going to be on the side which faces to the camera. So it goes like in a U, so it's not going to slip anywhere. And we try to attach it in the middle. They take some really tight, serious wraps there, not breaking the thread. And the pearl crystal flash is in place, absolutely. And we trim off the ends. And it's kind of important, I think, to not overdo the flashy thing. It makes a fly look like, you know, something absurd or abnormal. So I prefer to take each 2 or 3 strands for the flash. The next step is the hotspot, and that's maybe what's kind of iconic for the Icelandic versions of the nobblers. We usually have a hotspot in them. You can skip the hotspot if you like, but it seems to be working pretty well. And I'm using a neon green chenille, and we tie that chenille down. You can actually use like a pink chenille as well, like a neon pink. That comes out very well. I'll just recommend to tie both of them and keep both colors in your box. And we will wrap the channel around and create the hotspot. And to prevent the feather sticking to anything, the feather or the tail, just put a little saliva on your fingertips and just stroke the feather like this, and it's gonna be not gonna be any pain in the ass. It's just gonna be absolutely fine. Do a couple of rounds with the green chenille, and then we fasten it down and trim off the tag end like this. And then we will place the silver tinsel. That's the next step, to place on a silver tinsel. This fly, as you of course recognize, this reminds quite a bit to a woolly bugger. It's based probably on the same ideology as a woolly bugger, but it's different coloring, and it's a little different. Then the wrap, the feather we will be wrapping around the body of the fly is an orange rooster or cock feather. I do it like this. I stroke the fibers like in the other direction, like I did. Then we just fasten down the tip of the feather and make sure it's in place. And the last thing with the body, that is an orange chenille. I take it like this. I snip off the end of it, so you have the tiny end there just to attach the end down to the body carefully. Leave that on the spring behind, and then we'll just tie down the body. Next step is to form the permanent body of the fly. That's gonna be made out of the orange chenille, and we will wrap that around the shank of the hook or the fly. One more there, and grab it with our thread, catch it with our thread, and make a few tight wraps there just to keep it in place. And it's important not to overdo too many wraps there. It's going to be on your way later on. So next, that's my tricks. That's my method. Then I take the thread back and I wiggle the thread. As you see, I'm just doing it like back and forth while I'm getting it to the back of the fly. And that's simply to let the thread sit in between the chenille. Next step will be to get your hackle pliers and attach them to the end of the feather, to the stem there, and we will do the feather, wrap the feather the other way around, not the same direction as the thread. So I'm wrapping the feather like towards to me while I'm wrapping the thread away from me. And there is a tactic why we are doing this. There are probably some other volleybugger videos about this, why this is good. Then we will simply leave the hackle pliers with a hanging feather there. It should stay in place. The hackle pliers will keep it in its place, but the feather is kind of loose. Then we'll take the thread, wiggle the thread the other direction around the body of the fly, and we are kind of sewing the feather this way down to the body. So the feather is not going to go anywhere when we are done with this. So it's both making like a longer lasting body of the fly. It's making the feather definitely going to stay in its place where we want it to stay, and then when we get up there, we will have to grab the stem of the feather with our thread and fasten down the feather and trim off the rest of the stem. That's what the body looks like. And next step is definitely we'll take, if some of the fibers of the feather get trapped beneath the thread, just take your needle and go carefully through the body, stroke it like this. There's always something which you find, just do it carefully. And you must not do it that hard that you may break the stem of the feather and lose the connection that way. It's not good. So you have to do this job carefully. Next step is to do with the oval silver exactly the same. So we are double sewing the feather onto the body. I know the silver is maybe not too much visible on the fly's body. You can use, actually for this, you can use then like a thicker oval tinsel. That might be one of the conclusion for it. But we are like double attaching the feather to the body. And believe me, this is what I've tried through the years, and it works. And it's gonna make a long-lasting fly, believe me. That's why we are teaching this here. Trim off the silver, and then we come into the mistakes of this funny video. And it's in Icelandic, a little bit short body material, so I just attach that. We cut the video in that way, so we have a little longer body material there. Take our thread to wrap it into the front. I mean, it's always place for mistakes, and it's always place to fix them as well. Then we will take the body material. I'm just showing you again how to wrap the thread in the front. Then we take the body material and wrap it like in an 8 around the eyes. We'll do it in a slow motion. Just like that. Catch it with your thread, and then you start to form the head of the fly in front of the actual head of it. Snip the end off, snip the tag end off, and trim like a little bit so you kind of open up the eye of the hook so that's not blocked. And then we will go with our needle just in for secure, and check if there are any fibers trapped beneath the silver oval tinsel. And it should be, it looks pretty good, and it should be okay. You can actually, as a feather for the rib, you can use a grizzly feather that comes out really well for the nobblers. Then we are creating the head of the fly, and I prefer, since the hook eye is bent down, to reattach the fly in the vise, so the thread is not coming off. And then we'll do the whip finishing with the fly just in this position to prevent the thread just rolling off. Do it a couple of times and then we will be snipping off the end, and that's about it. And the paint job is the only thing left. And there you have it. That's the Icelandic orange nobbler. This is how I tie it. This is how it worked fine for me. Yeah, there is a grizzly feather. You can use a grizzly feather for a nobbler, and that's how it looks if you use it. The fibers are a little bit shorter, like half shorter than the one that we used, but it depends. You can use a black feather as well. It just depends how you want it. I mean, it's not the commentaries who are going to judge the fly. It's always the fish under the surface who is going to be, at the end, the Supreme Court judge in any fly case. The fish is going to judge your fly, and not your partners or some people on the commentary saying your fly sucks. If it catches fish, that's what it's all about. So there you have it. Orange nobbler, Icelandic version. We are tying it on hook number 6. You can actually tie the nobblers down to hook number 10. They are really effective when you tie them short. And pink nobblers, white nobblers, black nobblers, orange nobblers, green, olive nobblers. I absolutely love olive. So just let your head play around with your colors, and I just want to say thanks for watching. Share, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.